Hi guys, my name is Damas. Welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing so well. So today we are meeting for a very spectacular reason. You all must have seen so many advertisements going into the market about a very new community which is launched by one of the most prominent developers in terms of the private section in Dubai. The name, as you have seen on the screen, Damac. So now let's talk about Damac itself, and I'll go through this entire video to give you an idea about what, as a developer, Damac is, what they have done in the market, and considering all these aspects, what exactly in it for you in terms of this community, what kind of lifestyle it is giving it to you all guys, and how can you be a part of this particular development which is happening in Dubai. We'll see the location as well. This video will again have the same three types of sections where we will understand first about the location, then we'll understand about the master plan, what is currently there and what will be going to be there in the future, and continuously that will be in the last section. We will be discussing about what we can do in terms of making some investment options over here. So let's get started with the first thing about the market itself. As I have mentioned it to you, Damac is one of the most strongest private developers in UAE. After Emaar and after all the major developers like Nakhi, Miraz, Damac Properties, which are one of the most prominent government developers, Damac has stand up to their reputation by developing many major communities. Almost considering this community, this is their sixth master community in UAE. And if you have seen the locations, regardless of the fact Damac Hills 2 location, which is in the middle of the Al Qudra desert, all the other communities, be it Damac Hills 1, Damac Lagoons, Damac Riverside, recently launched Damac Sun City, which was the extension of Mirage Cherry Woods, and even this Damac Island. The locations are very fantastic. Like the kind of way they have acquired a land parcel in these particular areas was phenomenal, and that gives you a confidence in terms of making investments with Damac. And it's not only about the master communities which they have developed, but they have also delivered so many standalone towers in many locations, be it Business Bay, be it Furjan, be it any other location which comes to your mind, which you have seen getting developed. Over there you will find Damac. Even in downtown Business Bay, even in DIFC financial hubs, you will see Damac being very active in terms of their developments, and that's what Damac has delivered. Even if you consider this year's entire graph, if after Emaar, in terms of number of transactions and GTV, if there is anyone who is at that level, then it's Damac. They have sold as many units as you can see in the market, and they are currently standing at the second position even after the Q3 which has ended recently. And what they have for you in the last quarter of this year is amazing. This community brings a lot of new things for you as an investor, also for an end user, because the theme of this community itself, most of the people, when they look at any community, they want to see what exactly is there in terms of lifestyle, and the kind of lifestyle this community is going to give it to you all is something which is out of this world, which basically is the very first time in the market in Dubai itself. We have seen so many communities getting built in Dubai itself which are having green and blue theme, and which is the basic agenda for UAE government as well, when they are looking at different communities getting built and delivered across UAE section. But specifically about Dubai and Damac Islands community, which will have both the things. It will have a green space in most of the clusters, and they will have a very strong and very long like island section of lagoon in between the community itself. It will have so many phases. Let's dive into the main section and let's understand what Damac Island is all about. So now, before discussing about the location of Damac Island as a community, let's understand the location of the entire Dubai map. What exactly is happening on this entire land parcel and what's going to happen in the coming years. As you can see, and as we have already discussed, there are three major roads which are currently operational in the entire city, which is actually having most of the traffic, be it commercial traffic or residential traffic on these roads itself, namely as Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, Sheikh Zayed Road, and last one is Emirates Roads. All the development which you see, be it a residential development or a commercial development, all these are happening on these roads surrounding to those locations itself. And when you see this map, I'll show it to you on the big screen as well. This exact map, this green side which you see, is going to be the conservation area for the Dubai land parcel, where you will not have many developments happening in terms of residentials or commercials. You will not see any buildings over there. The last stage is basically Jabal Al Lehbab Road, and this extension from here is basically the Dubai Alain Road, which is leading you towards Alain itself. And after that, the area which you see in the downside, which is in the green green color, is the area which is kept for conservation itself, and the developments will happen at the upper area. So when you see this, when you even see today, as in Dubai as well, on E11 on main Sheikh Zayed Road, you have all these skyscrapers, you have all the big buildings, many offices on these roads, be it business bays on Sheikh Zayed Road, downtowns on Sheikh Zayed Road, marina is in Sheikh Zayed Road. But when you go towards E311, which is the next main road, Etihad Road on this particular like Emirates, you will see many communities getting built. You have Furjan, you have Expo City, you have Al Maktoum International Airport's one extension, you have Dubai Hills Estate, Medan, Nadal Shiva, all these communities. And as you go down towards Emirates roads, you see many other communities which are at very huge land parcels. We can take examples of Arabian Ranches 1 by IMA, Arabian Ranches 2, you have Villanova by DAMAC Properties, you have the Damac Islands 1, Damac Lagoons, Damac Riverside, you have Valley, you have Acres by Mirage. There are so many developments. Very soon we'll make a very brief video on this topic itself, what exactly is happening in Dubai and how these all developers are coming up with so many number of launches in the market, whether there is a good supply or what I can see mostly on the social media as well, that people saying there is a extra supply in the market and whether there is going to be any demand in the future as well. But we'll make a video on top of this as per my understanding, my analysis, to give you guys an idea on top of this, what exactly is happening. But coming back to the main point about the location itself, as you can see, this area which is basically into the maroon section is the current land bank which is available in terms of development, and entirely other areas are already under construction, already like purchased by many other developers. Construction is going on, most of the deliveries have already happened. So this is the last land bank which you can see in Dubai, where the development will happen in terms of residentials. And as I have given the trajectory of E11, E311, E611, as you have seen in other countries as well, be it any countries like US, UK, you have seen Canada, you have country living structure. I'm a fan of a series called as Friends. Even in that, if you guys must have seen, there are two characters, Chandler and Monica. After a certain while, once they got married, they had kids, they decided to go into a countryside living structure where they bought a house for themselves. This is what you see in Dubai today. The E11 is basically the financial hub, most movements are there, it's basically the city side where you have all the traffic. And E611 is going to be the side for the country living structures. You will have very big communities, a city within a city which will suffice all the needs of every single resident living over there. And that's what I think basically which is happening across UAE, so that every single person will have a space for themselves. And it's not a large distance I'm talking about. From main city, these locations are barely 30 to 40 minutes, even during today's date, and considering what all connectivities the government have planned, be it Etihad Rail, be it metro lines, be it the connectivities via road, the expansion of major roads, this will become a 20-minute city entirely across Dubai itself. So that's what we are going to see in the upcoming videos as well. But let's dive into the main part where the location of Damac Island is, so that you guys will have a better idea to understand what's the potential of that area altogether. Now, as we come closer towards the location of Damac Islands itself, let's understand what exactly has already happened into that location and how many developments have been recently delivered and under construction over there itself. As we discussed about the main roads, this is the E311 road, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed road. After that, you have E611, which is Emirates road, and in between to that, you have Sheikh Zayed bin Hamdan Nahyan Street, which is basically connecting you more precisely with other connectivities of entire Dubai structure, where you have so many communities. As you can see, you have Arabian Ranches 1 by IMA, you have Arabian Ranches 2 and Arabian Ranches 3 again by IMA itself. Then you have Athlon and Heaven by Aldar developer. Now Aldar is a very prominent developer in Abu Dhabi. It is considered to be MR of Abu Dhabi itself. Then you have Global Village into this area. You have the Acres by Mirage. You have the Villa community. You have Serene, Al-Waha, Sustainable City. And by Damac itself, as I mentioned it to you, that Damac has certain communities which are having very good connectivity. One of those communities, Damac Islands 1, is over here, and right next to it on this plot you have Damac Lagoon. So when you see the community, it is right at the junction of multiple roads. You have Hessa Street on one road, then you have Al Qutta Road, which is basically the Musukim Street, which is currently under expansion, which is going towards the other side, and then after that you have Mudo. When you come towards the downside, on this particular area where we are going to have our Damac Islands community, we have currently Mira Oasis, and on the other side we have Town Square by Nashama, and on the top we have Cherry Woods, which is basically a development by Mirage developer itself, but the extension is done by Damac. So Damac Sun City, the location was over here, and after that, when we see in this location is basically your location for the upcoming Damac Island, this exact location. And on top of that, the purple line which you can see over here is the Etihad rail. So now let's talk about the connectivity in terms of the lines which are going to cross from there, be it a road line, be it a metro line, and the Etihad line. This Etihad rail line is connecting all the Emirates as well as all the major GCC countries altogether, and that's why the domestic what we say station for this Etihad rail is going to come into this area itself. That will give you a very good boost in terms of coming years. Then you have the pink line, which is basically coming from Mall of Emirates going towards Town Square, which is this Town Square. Then you have blue lines, which is coming from Dubai World Trade Center, basically the new Al Maktoum International Airport going towards the old airport side. Then you have yellow line, which is coming from Internet City going towards the Maritime City. All three lines are basically visible over here. You have two major roads, basically Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, and then you have Emirates Road, and there is one more road connecting you which will come from here itself and will go towards Nadal Shiba Maidan area, will go through Dubai Hills Estate as well, that is Latifa bin Hamdan Road. And that's how the current connectivity you have. You already have this Al Quda Road, then on that side you have Alain Road, which is recently developed, and then you have the third connectivity by Latifa bin Hamdan Road. So now you have three major connectivities. You have two metro connectivities in the nearby area, and you have Etihad rail as well. And from here itself, if you consider the location of Al Maktoum International Airport, it is barely 20-25 minutes. The new airport and the old airport, basically it is 30-35 minutes even during the peak hours. So considering the location itself, it is in very close proximity towards the main city. From here the marina is 30-35 minutes, from here Burj Al Arab is 35 minutes again. So within a half hour of time you have all the major attractions in Dubai situated at. And that's what will give the major appreciation towards this community itself. So now let's understand the master plan of this community, what exactly the developer has planned in this community itself. When we go to this slide, this is the exact land parcel which they are developing as of now. They have in total 6 clusters, and as you have seen the name Damac Islands, what they are doing is they are developing 6 different islands as clusters. Namely, you have the very first cluster which is in front of you, Baltus, which they have recently launched. As per the new news, it is already sold out because of the massive attraction it has gone into the market, and they have so many UIs already for this cluster. Then you have adjacent that Bora Bora cluster, then you're going to have in the future Fiji, Bali and other clusters as well. And all these clusters will be placed over here. As you can see over here as well, the blue arrows are the current entry and exit point towards the community. So it's not like when you enter into the community to go towards your cluster, it's going to take 15-20 minutes. That's most of the worry for many people. But over here, as you can see, you have many entry and exits here itself. So that will give you a major boost in terms of reducing the time you are spending inside just to travel towards your cluster. Right next to it, you have this Etihad rail crossing, then you have the Emirates Road. So that's how the structure is basically placed. These are the 6 clusters. The very first one is Maldives, followed by Bora Bora, then you have Fiji, then you have Hawaii, then you have Bali, and the last one is going to be Seychelles. So as you see the names as well, these are the names of famous islands. Bringing that lifestyle over here inside your residential development to have that experience altogether, to make sure that you're having the time of your life when you're staying inside the community and having experience of staying into these destinations as well. Let's talk about the amenities you're going to have inside the community. You have basically a center of fountain, then you have a jungle river, you have a jungle swing, you have aqua park, you have an aqua dome, followed by you have mini golf island, you're going to have paradise style jungle river, you're going to have lagoon tour in hammock, you're going to have wedding venue, a waterfall lagoon inside the community. So when you see these attractions, now as a residential purpose, an end user, it might not make a good sense to you that I'm going to have these many, but most of the people think who is going to use all these amenities. But as an investor, when you have additional amenities like this, it helps you in terms of reselling plus in terms of short-term and long-term rental, especially in terms of short-term rentals. When someone is coming to Dubai, he's going to stay here for let's say 10-15 days or a month's time, and when he's having these amenities inside your cluster itself, inside your development itself, it gives him more traction towards leasing your particular property, because he's in confidence that he's going to have these amenities as well to enjoy itself inside the community, not to go out for any other reason. And it's not only about these amenities which are the attractions. You have hospitality services, you have school, you have mall, you have all the other entertainment zones inside the community itself to give you the leisure of staying inside, even if you're an end user at the end of the day. So let's discuss what's there for you as an investor, what kind of units we are going to find in into this community, what kind of investment options are there as an end user as well, what exactly are the kind of things which you're going to have over here. And as we have already discussed about the connectivity and every single thing, you must have understood the location is very precise. So from the investment point of view, when you enter into this particular master plan at the early stage, the exit becomes very easy for you, because you are planning your investment at the stage where the prices are very low. And as this particular in the community will keep on growing in the coming years, all the clusters will be coming into the picture when they will be on the sale. At that time, your price will appreciate at a very high volume. And the kind of payment plan this community also offers is giving you a flexibility in terms of not including all of your equity at one time. You're including your equity, your amount on the certain period of time, which gives you a good return on equity as well. So that gives you a comfort that you are investing in such a place where your equity is not freeze at a particular point of time. You have the comfort, you have the flexibility to flip it at any point of time, to wait till the time of handover and get it done with a higher capital gains. So let's come back to the main point. As we have already discussed in the master plan, we have the first cluster, which is Maldives. Second to that is Bora Bora, and recently DAMAC has also launched the third cluster, which is Fiji. Now, these three island structures are basically the clusters into this community, where we have 4-bedroom and 5-bedroom spacious townhouses, which you can see on this side of the particular area. This is also the cluster for the townhouses itself, and you have 6 bedrooms and 7 bedrooms, all together 3 types: 6 bedrooms plus maid, 6 bedroom plus maid plus gym, and there is a mansion kind of layout, which is 7 bedrooms plus maids plus gym. So that all inventories which you can see are on the side, which are facing towards the lagoon, the water body. So now that gives you a luxury, that gives you a serenity kind of feelings to have very few inventories of villas inside the community, followed with the townhouses. And in the coming years, when the other 3 clusters which are over here, Bali, Seychelles, and the last cluster, when they will be launched, at that point of time you will have more appreciation on the units which you have bought in the very first cluster. And as we discussed, this launch and the allocation will be happening on 10th of December. So we still have some time. If you are interested, if you want to understand how exactly even the floor plan is structured, what are the kind of inventories available, if you are an Indian and you want something which is Vastu specific, we can look into those units exactly how everything is there, and eventually we can come to a good decision where we can enter into this market of this community itself at a right price. So all this is what I can give it to you on today's date. If you have any more questions, any queries where you feel that you need more point of discussions to understand this community altogether, you can always give me a call. My number is already on the screen, and you can always mail me your regards as well. Accordingly, I'll make some changes in my pitch coming along. If you want some other topics which can be discussed inside the same video itself in the coming days, and specifically about this community, if you have any doubts, you can always let me know. We can sit one-to-one, have a personalized session on top of this, so that you will understand what is there exactly for you. So thank you so much for listening to me today. It was a great pleasure for having you all listening to my particular pitch, and signing off today. Let's meet you in the next video. Thank you so much.